We're looking at this month as being the most important for President Trump's America First agenda. Those are two words I think we didn't hear a lot of during the tax reform debate. But the top of the agenda for January, I think, will bring back to the fore. First off is immigration. They need a solution to this Dreamers situation. These are children who were brought to the country, to America illegally as children. That's what needs to be solved this year, early this year. And the the administration wants to tie a lot of things to that, like the wall, increased border security, and also an end to chain migration. That could be a big fight. That's something that the president ran on. And then also sort of hovering over all of this, my colleague Jonathan Swan has some good reporting over the weekend that look for trade things coming up soon. The president might return to his America First agenda on trade. They held off on going after China during the tax reform because of North Korea. That may be something coming up again. And I think taking a stronger line on China against North Korea is something else that the president might do.
In business land, one of the bigger business stories of last week was actually the president's tweet around Amazon and the U.S. Post Office.
Yeah.
What does it say, not so much about that particular issue about who should be paying for the shipping, but what does it say about the president's agenda and perhaps the regulatory approach towards Amazon and maybe even other technology companies in the new year? That's been a big topic that you guys have talked about a lot, but thus far it's been just a lot of talk.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I thought that Amazon tweet, I think for now, is just a tweet. We don't have any reporting that says there's any kind of regulatory actions that are going to be taken on that. But I think more broadly on the issue of big tech, it's something to keep an eye on, both on the Hill and on the administration, with fake news, with Facebook, with Twitter, with the increasing power of Google and Amazon.
Literally, that's something, it's in Mike Allen's emails virtually every morning, something about Facebook, something about Twitter, something about Amazon. And yet, and besides a couple of hearings relating to some of the advertising that took place during the campaign, there hasn't been actually any real movement. Right. So what does that look like if there were to be?
I mean, I think that's the challenge.
And what would trigger it?
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting exactly on the point that we're trying to report out. We can't figure out sort of where that movement might be. Remember, Steve Bannon last year used to tell people that he would love to break up Google and Amazon. Well, Steve Bannon is not in the administration anymore. And the regulatory framework for the administration has generally been sort of less regulation. And so on the Hill, we're looking for sort of some kind of sense, will they kind of crack down on Facebook or Google, particularly on sort of the spread of misinformation? But right now, we haven't seen any kind of coalescing on policy on any of those kinds of things yet. So like I said, I think the president's tweet on Amazon is more just a tweet now than any kind of a signal of policy coming.
Although, Nick, you bring up a really good point. It's hard to figure out who we're going to be dealing with in the administration, because there are people who are leaving. There are others who are anticipated to be leaving, and we're not sure who's coming in. So which voices do you think are going to be the strongest? Is it going to be the ones who are looking at free trade or not?
There's one I want to talk about, Stephen Miller. That is a voice that my colleague Jonathan Swan has written is ascendant in the White House, and that is a key proponent of the America First agenda. So if he is truly getting the more power within the administration, then look for a harder line on immigration and look for a harder line on trade and tariffs.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.